As an air sign, I have to realize how airy I can get, how not giving a fuck about how other people feel I can be. As a Libra, I have to understand how balance works and how important that is for myself. So, um, when I get the time alone, when I stop and when I stop being resistant, I realize how I fucked up, right? And I think it's important that while we're still here, especially if you're a light being and you're trying to heal yourself, and you feel like you've always been alone, like figure out maybe like, are you the reason? Like, are you sabotaging your own life? Are you sabotaging your own love? Um, and make the difference. Like when you feel you have to apologize, do you step up and apologize? Like I get to have the experience I have with the parents that I have simply to see what happens to people who don't step up. And I can't be like that. Like I'm not that type of person. Like I actually care about people's feelings, and I have to move like that because I'm also an empath, and when these people are upset with me, I feel that too, in a sense. And being airy and not being grounded enough or balanced enough, you can also not care. And if you're not caring, you're not thinking because you're so airy, like you're out there. You're just out there. And you have to bring yourself back down. You have to get balanced and grounded. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's your experience and what you go through, but you choose who you are going to be. Like, who will you choose to become? Like um, what kind of characteristics will you leave behind in a room? You know? And I really genuinely apologize to anybody I've ever hurt. I never meant to come off as deceitful. You have to understand also when you're healing and dealing with your shadow self and dealing with yourself and that work that um, you did pick up characteristics from people you were raised by, and you think that shit is okay. Like, when you meet real people that have real feelings, especially if you're an empath and you feel it, you know that shit is not okay at all. And it's really not actually funny at all. Like, I'm really sad about how I've been going about life right now. And I'm not sad, I'm just purging. And I'm grateful to share this with you guys because some people are like me. Like, I'm not poor, I'm not highly privileged, but I have enough. And when I say I'm spoiled, I say I'm spoiled because I have enough. Like, I never had to ask for anything. And I say I'm spoiled in the sense, not even the positive sense, but it is a positive sense too because I didn't have to ask for anything. Um, but spoiled in the sense where I just am used to getting things and not being grateful or even having respect. Like I was really the last kid and like really ignored, so I'm just watching and doing and not paying attention. And I give thanks for today and where I am at today to be able to stop and pay attention to what the fuck I'm doing. And I am so sorry. Like, I am so sorry. I'm so sorry to if you're a friend or a family or an old friend I'm not friends with. I have a lot of those. And it's not that like I did any crazy hateful shit. It's just like I'm so fucking airy. Like I'm not paying attention to what I'm doing or saying to you that is fucking up how you feel and your life and how I'm not helping. I understand people all go through their own shit, and I'm not here to not help. I'm not here to harm. And you have to understand when you're healing, and what I've come to understand is that um, you're not your parents. You can be whoever you want to be. You're not these other people who, not even, don't even compare it to that. You're not that energy. You're not the energy of deceit. You're not the energy of negativity. You could be the energy of positivity. You could be balanced. Like, I prefer to be balanced in one more than the other. But, you could prefer to be whatever you want to be, and you can be that. You just have to make the right decision and stop being so airy if you're an air sign, that might relate to you, or if you have a lot of air placements in your birth chart. Study your birth chart. I'm telling you, this is really helping me out a lot. And I give thanks. And I give thanks for being able to hear my intuition and to hear, my spirit guides, God, whomever talked to me through this time, like, because I don't want to be this person, and I don't want my daughter to be this person either. And the more time I spend with her and think about how this world is going and how the future will be, I realize that I don't want to be, I don't, I'm not supposed to be. It's not even that I don't want to be. That's not who I am. I'm not that. I'm not that energy. It's not of me. And it doesn't even fit me. That's why I'm so emotional about it right now, because it's not even for me. And that's why I have to really like stop and like apologize. Like, and the more I get to apologize in whatever forms it comes out, I will do so. So if you get some love messages or whatever the case may be from me, that's just me just sending love. Not because I know I fucked up, but just because, you know, I'm compassionate and gentle with myself. So I'm learning how to be gentle and giving out love in whatever form I can or whatever form I feel to give it out. I follow my intuition, and most of the time it works out for my favor and your favor too, you know? But I just feel like that's just how we have to be. Um, and this is all dealing with my shadow self and dealing with my dark energies and going into the void and figuring out, like, what is really eating you alive, like what is really pondering on you. And this is not even something that I think about, but it's something that is sitting there, you know? And just because it's sitting there, we don't think about it, doesn't mean it's not important. Those are probably probably much more important, much more heavy. That's why we're not thinking about it, because we can't hold them shits. It's much heavier than we expect it to be. But that doesn't mean we don't face it. And it's really not that bad. It's just like eating up at your ego, or the side of your ego that is not compassionate or doesn't care about others. And we need to learn how to care about each other and care about yourself. Like, why am I sabotaging relationships? What the fuck? Who would want to sabotage a relationship? Then you can take a step back and look around in your life and see who's in your reality that's sabotaging relationships. And pay attention to how their relationships are and what they're doing. Straight sabotage, straight savage, right? Like, figure out what the problem is. Superheroes have to figure out what the problem is before they can face it. Usually they figure out a problem and then strategize on how to deal with it and attack it and succeed. But if they just go in there all willy-nilly, if you ever paid attention, and they don't plan it out, most likely good things don't happen. We are all superheroes, okay? And if something is done wrong, superheroes will apologize. Like, they have that within them. They're respectful, you know? It's a lot of stuff you can learn from superheroes about morals that a lot of us did not learn or establish or implement in our life. I don't even know if that's the right word, y'all. I'll be making up words, but it's my life. I do what I want. And right now, I want to say sorry to everybody that I've ever affected in that way. Like, I'm learning to have compassion. I'm not asking you to accept this, but I'm doing it because it's right. And I'll be doing these things because they're right and right to my soul and right to my heart. Because that's not me and that's not of me. And I don't want that to be of me. And I'm not going to sit here and accept that shit. And I'm putting this message out here too, because y'all don't have to sit here and accept that shit. Like, face yourself, face that side and do what's right. Like, it can hurt, it can make you shake. But what I've noticed about even like doing poetry on stage, so to say, like, I remember in Bridgeport, I was in a part of that. That was an experiencing too. I apologize for all of that too. You know what I mean? But standing up there and shaking in front of people, or just performing in front of people, is it gives you strength to keep going. So when you're facing your fears and dealing with things that sit in your shadow closet that are heavy that you can't hold, you're facing your fears. And you might shake a little bit, and that's okay. You're just getting stronger. When you're lifting weights, you shake a little bit, until you get strong enough to hold that shit up and push something heavier up. You feel me? I hope this message helps somebody. Um, it sure enough helped me. And again, I do apologize so much. And I feel like every year I go through a phase where I'm apologizing to people online. And if it gets to you, it gets to you. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But I have to individually apologize the way I have to also. So that is my duty personally. Like you'll all get a personal duty on how to deal with your situation. Trust and believe. You just got to be able to meditate, sit, and think about what you did and send out forgiving energy and just move off of that. We have to learn how to have compassion for each other. And if they don't have compassion for you, that's okay. Just have compassion for yourself and don't do that shit no more. Simple. Don't do that shit no more. Learn from it and stop doing it over and over. Stop doing it over and over again. Why do you keep doing it over and over again? Because you're not paying attention to it and you're not learning from it and you're not facing it. So you do have to face this. This is your dragon. Face it and tame it. Okay? Much love, y'all. Be gentle on yourself. This is a process. Okay? This is a process. There's billions of people in the world. I'm not saying that, that doesn't mean to be compassionate and try to forgive and try to get people to hear you or whatever the case may be. But you just have to be compassionate to how people take in the information that you're saying. Read some books. Like I'm reading mad books right now just so that I can learn how to communicate wisely and not destructively. Learn how to be, how to add to the world, not take away from it and destroy it. Because that's how we was raised. This is the environment that we was raised in. I get it. But that's not for you. That's not of you. Remember that. Meditate on that. Be that. And let's move forward and make this place a better world. Okay? Much love, y'all. I had to get on here tonight because I didn't want to lose the feeling that I was feeling tonight off this energy. Like I wanted to speak off that feeling, off that love and that compassion instead of coming on tomorrow and fixing myself up and doing all that. No, fuck that. Like I'll put a candle on and I'm gonna talk to y'all. So much love again. Much love to everybody. Peace.